Hold on to your hats because it's time for liftoff. 10, countdown with me.
7,
Come on.
6,
5, 4,
4, 3,
do it,
2,
do it.
1.
You got
0.
it. Come on.
Ignition.
Come on.
Liftoff.
Let's get this thing off the ground, guys. We got to get this thing going. Come on, come on. Yeah.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time.
On Vaughn Radio.
It's a show with no name. Let's go.
Welcome aboard, amigos. It is time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. And don't forget, we are excited to be here with you today and every day. And not just here on The Show with No Name, but on our many, many programs. After today's show, you've got Ximena Holiday and her program, Test Your English. After that, you've got the Lunchtime Show with Rob, Grams, and Andy Vaughn. Taj Pasqua, Back to Basics. Jules Linares, Let's Get Random. And after that, you've got The Salad with Dave Boyce, a wacky program where you'll learn and laugh. And don't forget about my buddy Kyle Miller. His program is Killer de Muerte, la Bomba. Kyle Miller. Oh, yeah. Good friend of mine. And if you're listening to this live right now, this evening, you've got Vaughn Radio Trivia Night with the one and only Kyle Miller.
It's time for the return of our Vaughn Radio Trivia Nights. Join us to practice your English, test your knowledge, and have a great time on Wednesday, October 4th at 8:30 p.m. at Roll Madrid, Calle Amañel 23. Each month, we host our Vaughn Radio Trivia Nights where attendees are put into teams and answer fun trivia questions in English. Join us for the fun at Roll Madrid on Wednesday, October 4th at 8:30 p.m. That's Roll Madrid, Calle Amañel 23. This time, it's hosted by me, Kyle Miller. Everyone's welcome, so we'll see you there.
That's right. This evening at Roll Madrid, it is October 4th. If you're listening to this, just given the date, just in case, October 4th, 2023, Kyle Miller will be hosting a trivia night, and I'll be doing it on November 1st. Also, I've told you guys about our shows that are currently on the air, but don't forget, starting October 9th, we've got some brand spanking new shows. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Vaughn Radio proudly presents two brand spanking new shows. You can join Ruby every weekday on her program Speak Up from 3 to 4 p.m. Speak Up is for students who are just getting started and superstars who want to go over the basics. Let Ruby guide you through the English experience on her new program, Speak Up, on Vaughn Radio from 3 to 4 p.m. And Frankly Speaking, hosted by Chris. This program will be on every evening from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And in Frankly Speaking, Chris Frank will make you feel like you were at the restaurant or bar with him in a totally native conversation. Learn English as you have fun with Frankly Speaking. So make sure you check out our 2 latest programs. You're going to love them. Frankly Speaking with Chris from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and Speak Up with Ruby from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I have a feeling, I have a hunch you're going to love these new programs. Exclusively on Vaughn Radio. That's right,
Don't
miss
folks.
them.
Don't miss them. They're going to be tons of fun, and they start on October 9th. So 2 amazing programs. I can't wait to hear them myself. And folks, it's time for your first challenge today. It's time for our pop quiz. Come on, sing it with me. You better. Más te vale. You better. Pop quiz. All right. I'm feeling it. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. That's right. It is our pop quiz only on the show with no name. And today's pop quiz is coming from Conversaciones en Inglés. It's a book that you can pick up at our Vaughn Tienda. You can go in person in Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, and Madrid. Now, if you can't get into one of our places in person, don't worry. You can pick it up online at vaughntienda.com or wherever fine books are sold, como decimos. And also, they come with audio, like all of our books. And if you'll notice on the cover of this one, it's Richard Vaughn, my good friend Richard Vaughn, and yours truly. All right. Now, we're going to learn some really native stuff, as we always do here. Remember, one of my goals on this show is to get you guys to sound like us. And one of my goals when I speak Spanish is to try and sound like you. So I get it. I totally get it. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 different concepts. I don't want to say translations, concepts. And I want you to give them to me in the comments. Now, if you're not participating live, no worries. Write it down on a piece of paper. See how you did. And I want you to give me all 3 of them together for the sake of simplicity. The first one, and again, give them to me in context. Don't just put the translations. So you could say something like, si es vaya movida. Well, give me the situation where you would say that, okay? The first one is, ¿qué más da? No es para tanto. I've heard people say that a lot here in Spain. ¿Qué más da? No es para tanto. All right, the second one. Estar forrado. I can think of a lot of different ways, ¿no? Tener mucho dinero, adinerado. And again, don't just give me the words, give me them in context. And the last one is reducir el consumo de algo. So you got 3 different ideas in English, and I want to see you guys use them in context. The first one, ¿qué más da? No es para tanto. Y darnos un ejemplo de qué no es para tanto, en tu opinión. The next one, forrado, estar con mucha pasta, ¿ok? And the last one, reducir el consumo de algo. And in the meantime, I'll remind you of this week's question of the week.
Question of the week.
That's right, folks. Charge. That's what we say next. If you ever go to a basketball game in the United States and you hear do-do-do-do-do-do, and you don't say charge, you're dead inside. You got to go see a doctor. Something's wrong with you. It's like when you go, nah, 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 nah. Did everybody just go, dun, dun? You got to do it. It's mandatory. You can't help it. No lo puedes evitar. I'm telling you. All right. Well, amigos, the question of the week, by the way, a nice round of applause. You guys have been doing really good in this section. I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised with all of you and how you sound in English. And again, it's a perfect opportunity for me to help you work on how you sound, not just your pronunciation, but the way you put things together. And it's a great way to express yourself verbally in English. So if you'd like to participate, send me a 1-minute voice message. Keep it at around a minute. Introduce yourself and tell us what you would do every day if you didn't need money. If money was not an option, your family was rico, adinerado, as I asked you to give me in today's pop quiz. If you want to participate, send me that 1-minute message. You can email it to me at @grupovon. At is arroba. So alonso@grupovon.com. Send it to me. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. And some of you have already sent me your contributions for this week. I'm excited, and we'll hear from all of you who participate on Friday. All right, and speaking of participation, we've got our pop quiz. Let's go on over into our virtual classroom here and see who's on board. We got Salva in the house. What's up, Salva? And Salva says, morning, AA and classmates. What's up, Salva? Great to have you on board. Kubla says, howdy, remarkable company. We don't like goofing off. Learning can turn you into a sage. If you are what I'm thinking of, then we're on the same page. All right, Kubla, always playing with words as I ask you guys to do. Nice job. Vero, she says, morning, beautiful people around the universe. What's up, Vero? How you doing? Lupe says, morning, guys. Let's make the most of this beautiful day. I agree, Lupe. Let's make the most of it. Let's make every second count in our English class and in the rest of the day, too. Why not? Let's see. We've got David in the house. And David says, good morning, Alberto and classmates. Good morning to you, David. Great to have you on board. Laura says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. I'm thrilled to be able to spend the next couple of hours with all of you. I have a hunch we're going to have a ball. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Marisol. What's up, Marisol? She says, morning there. I'm so excited to start the day with the show with no name. Greetings. Oh, great, guys. That makes me feel good. Thank you. All right. Chris says, morning. Chris, I hope you're feeling better. I know you were under the weather yesterday. She says, morning, Alberto and mates. What does it matter what happens? We have the show with no name. Good job. What does it matter? ¿Qué más da? What does it matter? All right. There are more poor people than well-heeled. Wow. Well-heeled. I've never used that one, but it is one. Yeah. To be well-heeled, to have a lot of money. And she says, sorry, I forgot the third. Oh, no worries. Reducir el consumo de algo. All right. Kubla. Kubla says, you'll get your present next time. That's not a big deal. Nice. Excellent. Right? It's no big deal. What's the big deal? Es como, ¿y por qué es tan, no es gran cosa? You're making a big deal out of it. Usamos este big deal mucho, eh? He's making a big deal out of it. What's the big deal? I don't understand the big deal. So you'll hear us use that pretty often. And it's a big deal, guys. Using that is a big deal because we use it a great deal. What? A great deal means a lot. Mira, toma double trouble for you. Let's see. The second one. He panned for gold in California, and now he's swimming in money. Nice job, Kubla. The second one also sounds good. And let's see. The third one, watch out. You're overdoing it. Te estás pasando. You're overdoing it. You'd better cut down on lettuce and cauliflower. Great job. Great job. So it's no big deal. Or what's the big deal? I don't get it. It's no big deal. The second one is to be swimming in money. Also, another way to say to be rich. And to cut down on. Kubla, you got all three of them there. Great job. To cut down on. Very, very common. Reducir algo. Let's see. Who else? Laura's in the house. I said Laura's in the house. And Laura says she was so upset that to cheer her up, I told her that it wasn't a big deal. Excellent. So far, so good. The second one, he just bought his son a Ferrari. He must be loaded. Que bien. I'll tell you something. That's one I would use. Esa es una que yo usaría. I wouldn't say swimming in money. I like it though. You could say it. It's right. But I'm just saying the ones I would personally use. He's loaded. Esa es muy americana. Eh? Man, he is loaded. I like it. And the last one, prices have been going up a lot lately. We'll have to cut down on our expenses. Yeah. Excellent. So the first one, what's the big deal? It's no big deal. Y si queremos decirlo al revés, you're making a big deal out of it. Okay, lo estás como exagerando. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Hacer un grano de... I know you know the one I'm talking about. So that's the first one. Okay? The second one, in the book here, it says, what do you think? I'm made of money? Me encanta esa. Es muy de padres. You know, when I was like, Mom, I want the PlayStation 5. Bueno, cuando yo era un chaval, it was the Nintendo Entertainment System. And maybe just the week before, I asked for a drum set. Una batería. And she said, what do you think? I'm made of money? Estoy hecho de dinero? Another expression that we use, well, it's very common in parents, is what do you think? Money grows on trees? ¿Crees que el dinero crece en los árboles? So, different ways to say rich without saying rich. Wealthy, se usa muchísimo. They are very wealthy. They are affluent. Affluent. A lot of times that one's used with neighborhoods. They live in an affluent neighborhood. in Chicago. Okay? Well-to-do. Esto es a hyphenated word. Se usa bastante. Well-to-do. He comes from a well-to-do family. They're loaded. They live in an affluent neighborhood full of wealthy people. ¿Ves? Estamos usando todas. Y estoy, guys, I'm cherry picking. To cherry pick is to hand pick. Estoy escogiendo los sinónimos que creo que son los más comunes. I love this one. He's well off. Oh, yeah. They're very well off. Another hyphenated word, right? Well off. So, well-heeled. That's one that we saw here today. Again, I wouldn't use that one personally, but it is one. Una que es muy común. He's filthy rich. Filthy rich. Si sois fans del grupo Warrant de los 80, 90, tenían un disco que se llamaba Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinkin' Rich. Esto es una forma de decir, darle énfasis. So vamos a ver. They are filthy rich. No, man. They got a lot of money. Oh, so you're telling me they're dirty, rotten, still... A ver si me sale. Dirty, rotten, filthy, stinking rich. Es que hay que decirlo todo junto. Dirty, rotten, filthy, stinking rich. Es forradísimo. I love this one. Man, they're rolling in it. Rolling in it. Regodeando en el dinero que tienen. They're rolling in it. And you know what this one reminds me of? Of Scrooge McDuck. ¿Os acordáis? Scrooge, Uncle Scrooge, El Pato, right? And there was an opening, it was the opening scene of the cartoon. And you saw Uncle Scrooge like surfing on like a wave of coins. And he was just like in the money, like, ah, ha, ha, ha. So if you can imagine that, you can remember it. But these are all different ways to say rich. And what about the opposite end of the spectrum? Because we can always say rich and poor, sure. But we want to look at synonyms. He's broke. Sin blanca. That means no money. I'm broke right now. I'm penniless. He died penniless. Muchas veces dicen. Sin un céntimo. Right? Me encanta este. Needy. A lot of times churches have a charity and they set up a soup kitchen to help the needy. Los que necesitan. I think that's a nice way to say the poor, the needy. The disadvantaged. También muy poético, we would say, right? Not poético, but, you know, it sounds okay. Oh, they're disadvantaged. Al final es la misma cosa. But as we know, words have different weight. Tienen diferentes pesos. No es lo mismo decir ass que bottom. Yo no digo a mi hija, wash your ass cuando está en el baño. No, that's vulgar. I say, wash your coolie. We say coolie in English. But also, your bottom, right? Another one. Esta es muy británica. Skint. He's skint, right? Y mi favorito, my absolute favorite, cuando realmente no tienes un duro, porque I love the ones that are very visual. Y fijaos, I want you to close your eyes and think of this one. I don't have a pot to piss in. No tengo ni una olla en donde mear. So there you go, folks. You know what? I love synonyms, and I'll tell you why. Because I noticed myself as a native speaker, as a teacher, as a normal native speaker would, using the same 5 words. I know it. It's easy in your own language to get caught in that trap. But the idea is to enrich your vocabulary the same way you enrich your minds every day, my amigos. And I applaud you. You guys, just right now, if you're listening to this right now, you're doing something positive. And that's awesome. That goes a long way. Da para mucho. But folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. Having fun, learning, laughing with my amigos, my show with no namers. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with part 2 of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, your interactive English class. That's right. All right, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2. So much to do here. So much going on. And the most important thing is, guys, it doesn't end at 12:30 when this show's over. No way. Nope. It keeps going on all day long. You've got amazing programs, and you've even got events. This evening, you've got Trivia Night with Kyle Miller. And mark your calendars. Even those of you who live, far from Madrid, you can come on November 1st. It's a holiday. Book your tickets. Get your bottom over here. Ese culete. All right, amigos, it's Vaughn Radio. This is the show with no name, and it's time for the Say What soundbite. Yeah.
Say what? What?
right, folks. Say what soundbite. I think this one's going to be easy today. We've looked at some really difficult ones here in the past, but I think this one is going to be a piece of cake, amigos. You say pan comido, right? Piece of cake. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Okay. Is everybody ready? All right. Well, grab your pens, grab a notebook, and write down what you are about to hear. You'll have 4 chances to write it down, and hopefully you'll be able to get it. But the first thing I want you to do after these first 2 listens here is to tell me what you heard in your own words using your best English. All right? Is everybody ready? Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
You let her go, you fucking asshole, or I'm gonna splatter your ugly face all over this nice car.
All right, hey, just calm down. We're just having a little fun, that's all.
Looks like you got a real fucked up idea of fun.
All right. I should have told you guys about the vulgarity, but I forgot. Sorry. My bad. So, yeah, just in case there were kids listening, I usually am pretty good at that stuff. Well, sorry about that. It slipped my mind to let you know that there was going to be some F-bombs. Pero aprovecho para enseñaros la palabra F-bomb. Bomba F. ¿Te tengo que explicar lo que es un F-bomb? I didn't think so. The F word, the F-bomb. And by the way, in my book, the latest book, this book is the shit. There's a chapter just on the F word. And I don't like to be vulgar, but it's a very useful word. It's in my latest book. You know it. It's called This Book is the Shit.
Alberto, viene Tom Cruise al hormiguero y tengo que decirle una cosa. Tengo que decirle, vamos al lío. ¿Cómo se lo digo?
Vamos al lío, tío. Eso es facilísimo. Piensa en la canción de DJ Tiesto. Let's get down to business. Give me one more time
together.
Let's get down
to business. Let's get down to business. Ah, lo sabía, pero no sabía que lo sabía. Aprende inglés con canciones, películas, videojuegos, series, personajes, onomatopeyas. Todas las cosas que te rodean están en inglés, pero no te das cuenta de que ya las tienes en la cabeza. Solamente hay que colocarlas. Y para eso, utiliza nuestro tercer libro, This Book is the Shit, por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, amigos. That's right. This book is the shit. If you haven't gotten it yet, you gotta get it. All my students who have it are telling me, dude, congratulations. So, if you have it, let me know what you think. And if you don't have it, the hell are you waiting for? You can pick it up at vontienda.com. And if what you're looking for is courses, well, right now we've got a special deal on Vaughn groups. Also, the weekend camps. You can go over to our website, grupovon.com. The phone number, 911-385831. And you can get a free consultation. All right, folks. Here we go. I almost forgot. I got to give you the Say What soundbite for the second time. I got all excited about This Book is the Shit and, making sure you guys have it that, I forgot to give it to you. So here we go. The Say What soundbite for the second time.
You let her go, you fucking asshole, or I'm gonna splatter your ugly face all over this nice car.
All right, hey, just calm down. We're just having a little fun, that's all.
Looks like you got a real fucked up idea of fun.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the second listen. Now I'm eager to hear from you guys. Let's see. Chris Valrol says, I'm swimming in health today. Glad to hear it. That it was just a 24-hour bug, un virus de estos de 24 horas, o bicho, as we say. Let's see. Marisol says, so what? It's not a big deal. He forgot to buy you a present. Oh, this is the pop quiz. She says, so what? It's not a big deal. He forgot to buy you a present. My family made a killer with their new business. Well, ojo, me encanta, Marisol, porque no lo hemos visto, pero te voy a hacer un ajuste. They made a killing, forrarse. Not a killer, but I love it that you use that one because we left it out. Lo hemos omitido sin querer. So my family made a killing with their new business. And she says, we have to cut down the expensive every month from now. Te hago otros ajustes. We have to cut down on, te falta el on, and it's not the expensive, it's the expenses, los gastos. So expensive, caro. Expenses, gastos. Great job, Marisol. Anix, she says, money doesn't grow on trees. Actually, there was a time in China they used the ginkgo tree leaves as money. So I guess parents couldn't say that. See, I wish I had known that, Anix, when I was a kid. Because I'd be like, yeah, they do. Yeah, money grows on trees. It grows on the ginkgo tree. What do you mean? And then my parents were like, you don't live in China. In this country, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, man, I would have loved that, Anix. That was a nice, smart-ass answer for a kid. Si no queremos decir smart-ass, podemos decir smart-aleck, listillo, como, aha. Let's see, what else? Laura says, I have a hunch we're gonna be censored today. Well, you guys know a way around it. Why don't you use the word fudge? Ponemos la palabra fudge, de qué están hechos los brownies. Fudge. I think it's a good idea. Put the word fudge in there instead of the F word or the F-bomb, or use the Euro sim, be creative. But you're right, Laura. If we get censored for talking about the Brooklyn Bridge, just imagine. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Big Tech. Kubla says, I heard a foul mouth, great word, mal hablada, sobbing, llorando, American girl, chewing out a guy, echándole una bronca a un tipo, who in turn asks her to simmer down. Tranquilizarse. Excellent. Great vocabulary in there, Kubla. Foul-mouthed, mal hablado. Sobbing, que llora. Chew out, echar una bronca. And simmer down, relájate. Nice job, Kubla. Excellent example. Anix, there she is. She says it sounds like a movie. There are two American characters. One of them is really pissed off, and the other one is trying to calm her down. The only thing I caught was the bad words. All right, well, Anix, you are spot on. You got the gist of it. El hilo, you got the gist of it. Great job. Excellent. There's Laura. Laura says, it sounded like a scene from an American movie in which a woman is really pissed off at a man who has been an asshole to a friend of hers, and she's trying to defend her. Laura, nailed it. I imagine some of you might even know what movie this is from. But you don't have to tell me that. That's not the important part. Not now. I wanted you to give me your observations. And you guys nailed it. Each and every one of you. Thank you. Wonderful job, Kubla. Anix and Laura, you guys are model students. You are the textbook definition Es la definición del libro de texto, we say in English. The textbook definition of amazing students. Keep up the great work, and we'll see how everybody does in our next section, our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
That's right, amigos. Welcome to our spelling bee, only on the show with no name. And of course, the spelling bee is probably one of the most challenging sections on the show, but you guys always seem to pull it off. And to pull something off is hacerlo con éxito, lograr hacerlo. When I think of the phrasal verb to pull something off, it means to do something that seemed really difficult. So you guys pulled it off. But before we start our spelling bee, we've got Chris Valrol taking a stab at it as well. Let's see what she says. She says, I heard an American woman who is a little bit annoyed. Cabreada, no cabreada, enojada, agobiada, molestada. A bit annoyed. And I would say there's a third character who's sobbing. I couldn't catch a lot, but there is a man trying to calm down the pissed off girl. The pissed girl. Excellent job. And Chris, as our movie queen, I can imagine you know what movie it is. But again, that's not important right now. Como decimos en inglés, that's neither here nor there. Eso no está ni aquí ni ahí. Significa eso no viene a cuento ahora. That's neither here nor there. Why? Because it's time for round one of our spelling bee. Is everybody ready? These must be capitalized. All right? You got to capitalize them because, well, they're proper nouns. Is everybody ready? The first one is Leviticus. The second one is Deuteronomy. The third one is Ephians. The fourth one is Ecclesiastes. The fifth one is Psalms. And the sixth one is Hebrews. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I know. Well, hey, I told you. The first round is relentless. Would everybody please stand and join me while we pray? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I think that's it. Wow. It's incredible how you remember some things. And I'm not even Catholic. My mother's into Christianity. I know Catholicism is Christianity, but my mom is into Christianity part, not the Catholic Church. She grew up in the Catholic Church, but she became a Baptist, right? What we would call in the United States a born-again Christian, right? A born-again Christian. All right, let's take a look over here and see if anybody got these. As I play my pipe organ, I gotta say, I love the sounds in a church, the acoustics. And if you get a good priest, si es buen cura, or a good pastor, church can be awesome. I remember going with a friend. I went to the Times Square church it was an interdenominational church. So that means Presbyterian, Pentecostal, whatever, Anglos, Protestant, whatever. You're all right. If you read the Bible, if you worship God, you're good. And if you like excellent speakers, an amazing choir, man, what an experience that was. I was like, why wasn't church like this when I was a kid? I would have been begging my mom to go. Also, I remember our church was long. Like when I went to Mass, La Misa, with my grandma, all right, I got a lot of exercise because you got to get up, get out, down, up, up. I couldn't keep up. No seguía el ritmo. I'm like, oh, down again? Oh, up again. I get confused there. But I like that in 45 minutes, you're out of there. It's short and sweet. Here you go. Here's your message. Here's a song. Here's your Holy Communion. And get out of here. Oh, and don't forget to make a donation. So, but I think that's the thing. My church, I remember getting there at like 9 a.m. and we wouldn't leave until like noon. So we would spend all day Sunday in English class, not English class, is Sunday school. You say catequismo, maybe? Sunday school. So it's so that the kids weren't in the big room, they had their own room where they learned about God, but you did activities. It was more child-based, right? Focused on keeping kids' attention and teaching their message at the same time. All right, let's see. The first person to participate is Kubla. Kubla, the first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one's correct. The fifth one's correct. And the sixth one. Wow, impressive. Also, Chris Valrol as well. Chris Valrol has figured out these, I was going to say Bible verses. They're not verses. The verse is just one line. So John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him will have eternal life and shall not, the famous Bible verse, John 3:16. So the chapter is John, and the verse would be the individual line, right? And I don't know too much. I remember studying them all, and I think there was a period in my life where I could put them in order. I could tell you, okay, this is this one, this is that one, and and this one happened. And now I think I know like the basic ones, like Armageddon, the final battle, right? That's in the final chapter of the Bible. And now I can't remember what the final chapter was. The final chapter of the Bible was, see, guys? Well, we got the Old Testament and we got the New Testament. So you got the Old Testament and the Old Testament, and the Hebrew Bible, Protestant, Catholic, Eastern, oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy when you think about taking away the religious thing. Like how many stories, how many parables, how many people were involved in, putting forth one of the most popular books ever. All right, well, let me do round two. This is where I'm going to be nice, but also I expect everybody to be able to figure it out because I'm going to go at a pretty slow pace over here. No voy a volar ni nada así. Here we go with round two. The first chapter of the Bible is Genesis, but that's not the one we're going to look at. The first one in our spelling bee is Leviticus. The second one is Deuteronomy. And I got to tell you something. The first two remind me of a Bob Dylan song. Anybody know the song I'm talking about? The first two are mentioned by Bob Dylan in a song. Name that lyric. The third one, Ephesians. The fourth one is Ecclesiastes. E-S. The fifth one is P-S-A-L-M-S. And the sixth one is H-E-B-R-E-W-S. There you go, my amigos. Those are your chapters from the good book. That's another way to say the Bible. We call it the good book, right? The word of God, the testimony, right? See, the thing is, I'm no stranger to this world. I grew up in the church. I remember, every Sunday sitting in those pews. A pew is the place where you sit in a church, the pew, right? Pew. Did somebody fart? It's not exactly the same, right? When we were sitting in, so wait, I'll give you both in context. Somebody said P-U when we were sitting in the pew. We love playing with words. You do, I do, we all do. That's what we came here to do today, play with words. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got another winner joining them in the winner's circle, Laura. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know, I don't ask people their religion, but I imagine some of you here are religious. But the thing is this, as I always say, when it comes to the topic of religion, I respect everybody. I really do. Who am I to tell you, somebody I know or might not know, what to believe and what to think? I wouldn't have the audacity. Now, here's the thing. I do believe that Christianity, and I got to say, it's the only religion that I really know about. I haven't studied. I know a little bit about stuff because you study religions in general, but the one I really know about is Christianity and the values that Christianity puts forth. The 10 Commandments, I think they're just basic common sense. Don't hurt people. Don't kill people. Don't be envious. The 7 deadly sins, it makes sense. I don't think it's too crazy. Now, another thing is spending 4 hours at church on a Sunday morning when you're 12 years old. I don't think any 12-year-old is looking for that. All right, well, amigos, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. The good news, we'll be right back with tons more Show with No Name. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. We're in the second half of today's show. Don't forget to check out our website, grupovaughn.com. And you can find out more information about upcoming events, like this evening's trivia night with Kyle Miller, or mine on November 1st. Or the fact that we've got special deals on weekend camps and also Vaughn groups. Go on over to our website, grupovaughn.com. Also, you can stop by in person. We'd love to meet you. I'm serious. Stop by if you can. Even if you got to jump on the bus or a subway, el metro, come by. Introduce yourself. Preséntate. We'll give you a free level test. Amigos in Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, Madrid. Come see us. Say what's up. Tell them I sent you. I don't get a commission. Yo no me llevo comisión. But just tell them, hey, Alberto said to stop by and introduce myself. Also, follow on social media, and this way you'll be the first one to know about all our special deals, upcoming events, and all that jazz. We have a new center also in Las Tablas in Madrid. So if you are in Las Tablas, you are in luck. That's right. You're lucky. You're in luck. Una forma más nativa de decirlo. All right, folks, it's time for Homophones.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And let's see what we've got for you today. I want you to give me the two words I'm about to give you, and then I want you to tell me if they sound exactly the same or not. I'll leave it in your hands, amigos. The first word is a test of speed. Yeah, you say carrera. It's a test or a competition where speed is important, right? You've also got ethnicity. So raza is also the word, right? It's also, what else? Correr, competir, right? Carrera. So it's the verb too. Hacer carrera, competir en carrera, correr, right? So that's the first word. I think it's a word that most of you will be familiar with, especially if, you're any Fernando Alonso fans in the house. Well, there you go. I'm sure you've seen him, Fernando Alonso, or any motorsports, right? Or maybe you like horses. También hacen carreras de caballo. Well, the second one is levantar, subir. So to increase something or literally to lift it in the air. Okay? It's also subir, like volumen. Elevar, incrementar. Es un aumento en Estados Unidos, no en inglés británico. En inglés británico lo dicen de otra forma. Un aumento salarial. So those are your two words. I want to know what the words are and if they sound exactly the same or not. And now I'm going to give you your Say What soundbite, amigos. This is the third listen. So pay close attention and write down what you hear.
You let her go, you fucking asshole, or I'm gonna splatter your ugly face all over this nice car.
All right, hey, just calm down. We're just having a little fun, that's all.
Looks like you got a real fucked up idea of fun.
All right, amigos, there you go. All right, so let's take a look at these homophones over here, motorsports fans. Or not. Are they homophones or not? All right. Let's take a look then. The first one. Have you heard it before? ¿Te suena la palabra? All right. The first word is race. I see Kubla, Laura, great job. You got the first word and the second word. And Kubla says they don't sound alike, and Laura says they're not homophones. Okay. Chris as well. So 3 super show with no namers right now are telling me that these 2 words don't sound the same, because you guys got the right words, which is the first step, right? All right. The first word is race. Race. This is not a race. Okay? Race. Carrera. He said he's going to race this weekend. Hacer carrera, right? What race are you? I'm Caucasian, right? Race, raza. Cuidado con perros is breed. We don't call una raza de perro a race. What race is your dog? Oh, he's African American. No. Hombre. Right? We say what breed, que viene de procrear, right? A dog breeder is alguien que, so it comes from that word, right? Breed, bred. So, race. Okay. The second word, raise. I asked for a raise, but they said they're never going to raise my salary. But they're going to continue to raise prices. So it's a race against time. Contrarreloj. So if they keep insisting that they're going to raise prices, then it's a race against the clock. Race, carrera, raise, levantar. They are not homophones. Excellent job. They are not homophones. Race and raise. All right, guys. Excellent job. And it's just a little difference there. We did a race and raise. Dos diferencias. El sonido, la de race, carrera, es ese puro y duro. Race. You want to race? ¿Quieres hacer carrera? You want to race? Okay, I'll race. I'll race you right now. Race. Puro y duro. A corta. Race. It's not race. And the other one, raise, extendemos la A un poco y es sonido Z. Raise, right? Let's look at words that rhyme with both. Race, pace, lace, encaje, I think you say, right? Mace, what you spray in somebody's eyes if you're being raped or something, no? Si hay una violación, psst, you use mace, right? And words that rhyme with raise, will raise, blaze. Blaze es un incendio muy grande, a blaze. Phase, una fase. Phase, desconcertar, que es con F en vez de PHS, es con F-A-Z-E. Hemos visto estas palabras, right? Maze, que es un laberinto. So it's another good way to make sure you got it. Find rhyming words. Guys, that's how we used to learn in school. And another way we used to learn is with spelling bees. And I always tell you guys, I was a pretty damn good speller. I think I've lost a little bit along the way, but you guys did a wonderful job in our biblical spelling bee today. The first one is the book of Leviticus. Imagine this. Imagine naming your son Leviticus. Leviticus, come here. Come here, Leviticus. Jesus, sounds like a disease. So, the book of Leviticus, se pronuncia. Seguro que these are the typical words that you guys will recognize, but they're probably pronounced a little bit differently. Like you say Genesis, we say Genesis, right? So, you know Genesis. This is the land of confusion. No, not the group Genesis. the book of the Bible. So the book of Leviticus. The second one is Deuteronomy. I used to laugh at this one, me acuerdo. When the pastor would say this, he would say, Deuteronomy. I'm like, dude, Deuteronomy, dude, tronco. Dude, you like Deuteronomy? And as I said before, they remind me of Bob Dylan, the song Joker Man. Buenísima canción. Joker Man dance to the nightingales. Here and here. He goes, the book of Leviticus and Deuteronomy. Hey, who said you couldn't learn Bible verses from Bob Dylan songs? The next one, Ephesians. Toma. And you guys did a great job, by the way. Don't think I didn't notice. Okay? Ephesians, Ecclesiastes, the next one. Number 3 and number 4 are chock full of vowels, vocales, which are usually the hardest ones. E, I, A. And you guys nailed it. So we got Ephesians, Ecclesiastes, Psalms. La P es totalmente muda. Psalms, right? Psalms. No es psalms, sino Psalms. All right, and the sixth one, Hebrews. Hebrews. Hebreos, you probably say. All right, well, guys, the reason I chose these is because today in 1535, the Coverdale Bible was printed with translations into English by William Tyndale and Miles Coverdale. So this was just another important version of the Bible. And as I said, I don't know too much about it, but it is a fascinating book nonetheless. You know what they should do? They should make a movie on it. Name that movie. That's right, folks. That's right. It's Name That Movie, only on the show with no name. And you know what? We've got some amigos participating in the Say What soundbite, but it seems like they're being censored, both of them. So let's give them a nice round of applause and the benefit of the doubt. Kubla and Laura. All right, I trust you guys. I imagine you got it right. Either way, we'll check our answers in the fourth and final part of the show. Let's take a look at today's Name That Movie, and we'll see if you guys can figure out the movie. Here we go. After a Jewish prince is betrayed and sent into slavery by a Roman friend in first century Jerusalem, he regains his freedom and comes back for revenge. Ooh, sounds exciting. Sounds like a classic. So after a Jewish prince, okay, reminds me of in New York, there's a certain, I guess it's, I wouldn't go up to someone and say it, but I had a lot of Jewish friends, and they would say it themselves. I had a friend, and she would say, I'm a Jap. And it's not Japanese. I'm a Jap means I'm a Jewish American princess. Now, again, sin confianza, I wouldn't walk around and say, are you a Jap? But just so you know, I've heard a lot of girls from the New York area say, oh, me? Jap, total Jap. Don't say, well, you don't look Japanese. It's got nothing to do with Japanese. It's Jewish American princess. And speaking of princesses and royalty, we've got our movie queen, Chris Valro. It's the classic movie, the classic tale, Ben-Hur. Oh, Kubla got it as well. In fact, just a minute, well, at the same time, but just a couple seconds before. Excellent job, Kubla and Chris. It's Ben-Hur. Do you say Ben-Hur? Is that how you say it? I'm going to tell you something. If you went to the United States and said, have you ever seen Ben-Hur? I'd be like, Ben-Hur? What's Ben-Hur? 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 That's weird. I don't know. All right. Well, Ben-Hur? Oh, Ben-Hur. Sure. So after a Jewish prince is betrayed, traicionado, betrayed, and sent into slavery. So a slave is el esclavo. Slavery is la esclavitud. By a Roman friend. Yeah, el amigo estaba deambulando por todas partes. Romano, pero roaming, que deambulaba. En este caso es romano. In first century Jerusalem. Yeah, I think you say Jerusalem. We say Jerusalem. Again, these Latin, these biblical words are all words you would recognize at first glance, a primera mirada. But the tricky part is the pronunciation, Jerusalem. And he regains his freedom and comes back for revenge. And you guys know there's a very famous scene with the chariots, these chariots where they do these races. ¿Cómo se dice chariot? Las carrozas estas? How do you say this? Cuadriga, carro. So the famous chariot race in this movie required, take a guess, how many extras, how many background actors do you think were used in that chariot race? And remember, this is before CGI, because now they maybe get a few extras in the first row and the rest they're put in there after, right? They're just computer images, CGI as we call it. 15,000 extras. So just imagine the people who were in charge of logistics and organization, because remember, you got to get those people to the set, al plateau. Then you got to get them home. You got to feed them. You got to make sure their basic needs are met. 15,000 extras. That's one place, one movie set. And it was filmed, that scene, right in a back lot. So studios have their studios, right? The sound stages, but a lot of them have a back lot, un terreno atrás, where they do the outdoor stuff, right? It's called the back lot. De hecho, si os acordáis, Universal Studios, when it first came out, one of their most famous things was the back lot tour, donde te hacían una gira de todos los atrezos, pero de fuera, exteriores. So maybe a good translation would be exteriores. And this was at Cinecittà Studios, right outside of Rome. And tour buses were going there every hour, bringing people back and forth. 18 chariots were built, and half of them were half. You get me what I'm saying? La mitad no eran completas. Well, it's a set. You don't need to see the whole thing. And it took, let's see if you know, how long did it take to film this famous chariot race sequence? Race, ya sabéis pronunciarlo, que no se pronuncia como raise. It took 5 weeks to film. 5 weeks. I mean, there are movies now that wrap in 5 weeks, que terminan producción en 5 semanas. Now, Kirk Douglas, you're thinking, what? Kirk Douglas wasn't in this movie. This was Charlton Heston. Right, you're right. But Kirk Douglas was originally offered the role of Masala, but he turned it down. Lo rechazó. Because he didn't want to play, and as he said, I'll quote his words, a second-rate baddie. We know the word baddie. We looked at it, es el malote, B-A-D-D-I-E. And so uno de segunda, no? A second-rate baddie. He wanted to play Judah Ben-Hur, but he was too old for the part, according to producers. And Charlton Heston had already been cast. Ya estaba Charlton Heston en el reparto. And you know what happened there? This motivated Michael Douglas like nothing before, and he developed his own epic drama, and that was called Spartacus. So I had no idea. I can see the similarities, epic, but I didn't know that Spartacus came from Kirk Douglas not getting the role he wanted in Ben-Hur. So interesting piece of movie history. We would have never gotten Spartacus, a classic movie, with Kirk Douglas if Kirk Douglas had originally played Ben-Hur. So it was kind of like, I'll get them. Hey, he's coming back for revenge, like in the movie. He's vengeful, vengativo, vengeful. Let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen for you. Esther says, you say Esther, we say Esther. Esther says, "Oh, Judah, rest, descansa, sleep. For a few hours of the night, let your mind be at peace, que tengas la mente en paz." And Judah says, Judah Ben-Hur bitterly, como muy amargo, "Peace, love and peace? Do you think I don't long for them as much as you do?" Añorar, right? Anhelar, to long for. As much as you do. Where do you see them? ¿Dónde les ves? Si hay tanta paz y amor. And Esther says, if you had heard this man from Nazareth, ¿te suena? De Nazaret? No, Nazaret? How do you say it? See, I don't know how to say them in Spanish. I know the basics. Génesis. Pero, por ejemplo, I don't know how to say Armageddon, la batalla final de la Biblia. Armageddon. No sé cómo lo decís vosotros. We call it Armageddon. Hay una película buenísima. And then Judah Ben-Hur says, Balthazar's word. Baltasar, similar, Balthazar. Not a very common name. I'll tell you that now. And then Esther says, he is more than Balthazar's word. Él es mucho más que lo que dice Baltasar. His voice traveled with such a still purpose. Still es quieto, ¿no? Super concentrado. It was more than a voice, más que una voz. A man, more than a man, más que un hombre. He said, blessed are the merciful, los que tienen merced, que sean bendecidos. For they shall obtain mercy, obtener la merced. And blessed are the peacemakers, que se bendiga a los que hacen paz. For they shall be called the children of God. And Judah, says Ben-Hur, children of God, in that dead valley where we left them, en esa valle muerta de hambre donde le hemos dejado, I told you every man in Judea is unclean, no están limpios, and will stay unclean until we've scoured our bodies. And to scour is to quitar con mucha, to scour is like to scrub, frotar. The crust es como la capa de arriba. And the filth, la suciedad. We looked at the word before when we said filthy rich. Well, filthy a secas es sucio. So the filth of being at the mercy of tyranny, la tiranía, no? Reyes, monarquía, having a leader. No other life is possible except to wash this land clean. Hay que hacer limpieza. As you say in Spanish, borrón y cuenta nueva. We say a clean slate. Es como lo decimos. A clean slate. And Esther says, in blood? In sangre lo vamos a hacer, limpiar. Right? In blood? And Ben-Hur says, yes, in blood. And then Esther says, I know there is a law in life. Pronunciar esa porque todos dicen lo. It's not low, it's law. Awesome. There's an awesome law. I know there's a law in life that blood gets more blood as dog begets dog. So sangre crea más sangre, como un perro crea otro perro. Death generates death. La muerte genera la muerte. As the vulture breeds the vulture, como un buitre. Crea a su buitre, a otro buitre. And we looked at the word breed before. Speaking of, right? Race para humanos, breed for dogs. And to breed, as we said, is crear, procrear. But the voice I heard today on the hill said, la voz que oí en la colina, the voice I heard on the hill said, love your enemy, do good to those who despitefully use you. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. We've got to go to our final commercial break. We'll be right back with the rest of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the fourth and final part of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. I hope to see all you guys at the trivia night tonight. Kyle Miller will dazzle you. Deslumbrar. That's right, Kyle Mizzle. I'm making up names. Kyle Mizzle will dizzle you. Kyle Miller will dazzle you. It's a free event. October 4th
2023. That's right. And you guys can be a part of it. Oh, yeah. All right, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's right, amigos. Yeah. After today's show, you got Ximena Holiday and her program, Test Your English. Yeah. Welcome back. All right, folks, let's get right back into it. Seguimos. So much to do. We're going to kick off with a challenge. And I know all of you will rise to that challenge. It's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up.
Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble only on the show with no name. And I'll tell you where I got this one from. I was watching a documentary with my wife the other day. I think I told you guys about it. It's called Natalia Grace. It's on HBO and it's pretty disturbing, but it's awesome because you're asking yourself tons of questions. So this is yet another vocabulary word, expression, or concept that I have plucked from pop culture, movies, music, and I've served it up here on the show with no name. And you know, that's something I take pride in, teaching you guys real English, not textbook English, not my tailor is rich and my mother's in the kitchen. Oh, shut up. How is that going to help you ever? It's better to know how to say, something like, for example, in my humble opinion, or don't get me wrong, no me malinterpretes. I mean, I would rather learn that a million times. It's much more useful. Or, do you know where lost and found is? ¿Sabes dónde está objetos perdidos? So we keep it practical and we keep it natural. We keep it real here, as we say in New York. All right, let's take a look at this Double Trouble that came straight out of a documentary on HBO that I highly recommend, by the way. Ese chollo es más de lo que yo contemplé, de lo que tuve en cuenta o en mente. All right? So, ese chollo es más de lo que yo contemplé o lo que tuve en cuenta. You have to use the same word twice, as you guys know, and hopefully somebody will be able to figure it out. Even if you don't think you know it, try. You don't lose anything by trying, amigos. And in the meantime, while you're thinking it through, dándole unas vueltitas, here is your Say What soundbite for the fourth time.
You let her go, you fucking asshole, or I'm gonna splatter your ugly face all over this nice car.
All right, hey, just calm down. We're just having a little fun, that's all.
Looks like you got a real fucked up idea of fun.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Classic scene from a tremendous movie. I mean, I'm saying the F word. They say that we're, easily influenced. It's true. I've been cursing more on today's show because I heard today's Say What soundbite dropping F-bombs. As I always tell you, though, don't be vulgar, but know it. You should know, you should be familiar with the different usage because a lot of times vulgar words aren't used to insult people. They're used to add emphasis. If I say to you, unfucking believable,
Okay, there I'm not insulting somebody. I'm saying it's not unbelievable. It's lo siguiente, as you would say in Spanish. So there are many, many times in English like the shit. If I tell you you're the shit, you should say thank you, not get offended. Even if you're religious, well, I wouldn't say that word, but thank you very much. It's a compliment. Piropo. All right. Anybody taking a stab at it? I've got close to about 20 people on board, but nobody's going to go out on a limb. To go out on a limb es arriesgarse, no? To put your neck out on the line. That's one that Richard used on an upcoming podcast. By the way, Richard will be on FYI, on my podcast FYI, not next week, because this coming week we're going to the supermarket. So it's not the following week or the following, but he's going to be there for episode 30 of season 5. I can't believe we're going to be wrapping up season 5 of FYI. It's incredible. Incredible that we could get that far. I mean, most podcasts, I was looking at some stats, some statistics, and most podcasts don't make it past the second episode. And the ones who do, many don't make it past the 5th episode. Never mind the 5th season. So we're going to end it where we started it. Season 5 started with Richard Vaughn, but we interviewed him in the episode. And season 5 is going to end with him, but this time we're not so much interested in his life, although he does personalize it, but he also tells us about all things American, the Civil War, the Declaration of Independence. You're going to get a master history class with Richard Vaughn coming soon on FYI. But first, guys, we got to go to the supermarket, which can be like a battleground too. Oh, yeah, of course. If you guys remember with the toilet paper stuff? Okay, so, or when a new PlayStation comes out or an iPhone, people turn into animals, right? Okay, let's take a look over here. Chris Valrol, she's taking a stab at it. Chris, even if you didn't get it right, you don't know how happy I am right now to see that you're making that effort. So you're going to get an applause no matter what. How do you like that? Before I even read it, just because nobody else is making an effort except Chris Valrol. So, yeah, you all do a great job. But right now, where is everybody? Where'd you guys go? Did you go to the bathroom for a second? All right, let's see if she got it. Chris says, that bargain, muy bien, Choyo is a bargain, a deal, a steal, que suena raro. That was a steal. No es que te robaron, era muy barato. So that bargain is more than, well, you know what, though, Chris, as I said, you're going to get it. I'm just going to change one letter. It's more than I bargained for. Chris. Wow. Impressive. And alone, right? You guys left her hanging. Le dejaste estirado ahí, but she nailed it. That bargain is more than, en vez de more than I bargained for. Okay, so they said it in the documentary. So they adopted, I can tell you the exact context. They adopted a child and they got more than they bargained for. Okay, no siempre es, el tono dice si es bueno. Okay, when I signed up for this, I didn't expect this. I got more than I bargained for. El tono te dice si es más de lo que tuviste en cuenta de lo bueno o lo malo. But Chris Valrol, excellent, totally native. And we got that, as I said, straight out of that documentary. And it's true. It's the perfect way to, if you've seen the documentary, then you'll see that a family adopted a child and they got more than they bargained for. And so did the child. And I don't mean it in the positive sense. So that bargain, ese chollo, is more than I bargained for. Excellent job. Now, if you want to learn more words like this, words about bargain shopping is buscando chollos. I'm a bargain shopper. Eso es comparando. Well, either way, I'm not going to get too into this stuff because you'll be able to listen to it on this week's episode of FYI on supermarkets. And guys, if you have an idea for an upcoming FYI episode, please let me know. I've gotten some really good suggestions from you, my FYIers, but don't give it to me here because I'm going to lose it. There are a lot of comments here. So if you have an idea for an upcoming topic, please let me know. You can reach me on social media very, very easily, or you can go to my website, albertoalonso.com. And don't forget to stop by Vaughn's website, grupovaughn.com. All right, folks, it's time for You're Joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
That's right, amigos. That's right. You're joking, only on the show with no name. And we'll see if you guys get these jokes that I've prepared for you today. As always, they're usually around a little theme. We keep it around, some kind of topic. And today we're going to take a look at some shopping jokes. Hey, we're warming up for our supermarket, or as we call it, grocery store. Mucho más común, al menos yo de joven. The mom, are you going grocery shopping? And are you going to the supermarket? Are you going to the grocery store? Can you pick me up? Tal, ¿me puedes coger tal cosa? So grocery. I know it's a false friend, but we'll talk about that in the episode. All right. I'm going to open a clothing alteration shop that focuses on doing all jobs, todas las tareas, within an hour. Okay? So I'm opening up a clothing alteration shop. So if you need your pants hemmed, H-E-M, que te lo suba un poco, or maybe you need a button sewn on, I can help you out. Okay? But the only thing is, I want to focus on really speedy service, right? I think I'm going to name it Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift? No? All right, well, everybody knows the artist, the singer, Taylor Swift. I think she's playing at the Bernabeu. I don't know when. I can't afford those tickets. And I'm not I like her. I'm not a huge fan. Not enough to spend money on a concert. But I like her songs. I'll listen to them. You get it, right? Taylor. Ahora, su nombre es T-A-Y, como Liz Taylor. Sastre es T-A-I-L-O-R. But also the word swift means quick, fast. Oh, that was swift. That was fast. They really have really swift service. And it's also a kind of bird. So here it's rápido, veloz, raudo. I've never even heard that word. And a swift is also salangana or vencejo, which is a kind of bird. So there you go, Taylor Swift, aunque en inglés sería Swift Taylor. No, el adjetivo primero. All right, I got another one for you. I've got another one. I'm going to open I just said that one. The Lego shop. Forgot to tell you about this, guys. The Lego shop is reopening tomorrow. I love Lego. De hecho, no es plural, es Legos. No, aunque muchos dicen Legos, it's Lego. De hecho, there's an FYI episode on these amazing building blocks that have transcended time. They've got their own theme parks, So the Lego shop reopens tomorrow. But I'm going to avoid it for the time being. Lo voy a evitar por ahora. Because people will be lined up for blocks. No. They'll be lined up for blocks. No, I'm going to avoid it because people will be lined up for blocks. So estarán haciendo cola durante manzanas, muchas manzanas, they'll be lined up for blocks. And also they'll be lined up, estarán en cola para unos bloques de Lego. Lego blocks. So you get it now? Block, manzana, block this. So the Lego shop reopens tomorrow. But I'm going to avoid it for the time being because people will be lined up for blocks. Reminds me of the Christmas lottery here, right? The jackpot, El Gordo. People are lined up for blocks. Well, at the Lego store, they're literally lined up for blocks. Hombre, si abren, están haciendo cola durante manzanas para comprar unos bloques. All right. You know what? I got to be honest with you guys. I tried to make up a joke about shopping. Does this count? No. I tried to make up, inventarme, a joke about shopping. Does this count? Does this count? Does this count? En Nueva York nos comemos la TH como una D. Is this yours or is that yours? Yo no recomiendo que hables así, ¿eh? Te estoy diciendo como lo hacemos nosotros. I'm not recommending you do it. So, does this count? ¿Cuenta esto? Discount? Does descuento? All right, one more. Just because I know you love my jokes so much. I went to a smoke shop. You know those smoke shops where they sell CBD or bongs, cachimbas, all that stuff? Yeah, I went to a smoke shop only to discover that it had been replaced by an apparel store. So it was originally a smoke shop. You could get cigarettes, cigars, anything, any smoking paraphernalia of sorts. So yeah, when I got there, I discovered that they replaced it with an apparel store. An apparel store is de ropa, right? Apparel is all kinds of clothing. Yeah, close, but no cigar. Close, but no cigar. No. Close, la expresión close, but no cigar is uy, casi, por los pelos. Close, but no cigar. Pero no te llevas el puro. Es muy de feria eso, ¿no? Ay, pero no te vas a llevar el puro hoy. Close, but no cigar. Pero yo dije, clothes, but no cigar. O sea, hay ropa, pero ya no hay puros. Y vamos a ver la diferencia. So, close, but no cigar. No se pronuncia igual. De hecho, por eso quiero destacarlo. So, la expresión es close, cerca, pero no has llegado. Close, but no cigar. Y ropa es close. O sea, ropa suena como cerrar. I hope they don't close the clothes store. Right? But close, ya es ese, no es ese sonido. So be careful with those words because they can be a bit confusing, amigos. We've got so much to do, so let's kick it off with a little famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It is famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And let's take a look over here, folks, at who's celebrating a birthday today. The first person was born in 1953, a Canadian musician who was born in Toronto. That's right, Toronto. Now, he was a member of the power trio Triumph. You know these? Acuérdate, con PH en inglés. And, well, the rest is history. Triumph is probably one of the most famous Canadian bands. There are many, but Triumph, especially in the realm, en el mundo del rock. And he contributed to many of the songs, and he also is the owner of Canada's biggest recording studio. It's called Metalworks in Ontario. It's been around for 30 years, and he's recorded Guns N' Roses there, Aerosmith, Katy Perry, Black Eyed Peas, and so on and so forth. So not only a famous musician, but also a famous producer as well. And number two, this guy was born in 1923, an American actor, director, and gun rights activist. He was the president of the NRA for a period, the National Rifle Association. And what could we say about him? He died in 2008. He played Moses in the Ten Commandments. As we said, we're getting a little biblical today. He also was in Ben-Hur, playing Ben-Hur. He was in The Greatest Show on Earth, El Cid, Planet of the Apes, Julius Caesar, The Three Musketeers, Antony and Cleopatra, Airport 1975, Alaska, and so many more movies. He is Hollywood royalty. And speaking of Hollywood royalty, this next actress is the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. She's an American actress. She has won Academy Awards, British Academy Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards, Primetime Emmy Awards, Daytime Emmy Awards, 9 Golden Globes. She's amazing. She was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was one of her early movies. Also, Dead Man Walking, The Witches of Eastwick, Little Women, and, of course, so many movies that we know and love, such as Thelma and Louise. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. Give it up for Chris Valrol. Number one, Gil Moore. Gil Moore from the group Triumph. Number two, Charlton Heston. Actor Charlton Heston. And the one and only, as Chris Valrol says, the one and only, la mismísima, Susan Sarandon. She is just awesome. Susan Sarandon, man. This is what I always think. When you guys watch movies in Spanish, I understand when you were younger, because it was harder to get them in English. You know, you had to make an effort. Now it's just audio dos, right? It's pretty simple. So I don't know why. And again, sometimes people could get offended here. The Spanish actors and voiceover artists are fucking amazing. But I want to hear Susan Sarandon. That's it. End of story. So, and I think, I mean, no matter how good somebody does it, the person who won the Oscar, Susan Sarandon, right? That's who you want to see. You want to hear her voice. You want to hear all those nuances. And if on top of it, you're enriching your English vocabulary, well, then that's a win-win. It's a win all the way around. All right, let's take a look at this scene. This is a scene from Thelma and Louise. And Susan Sarandon comes and sees her friend is being sexually assaulted. She's being raped, violada. And she goes, "You let her go, you effing ass a-hole." Te lo digo. You let her go. Tú suéltala, you effing a-hole. Or I'm going to splatter your ugly face all over this nice car. Okay? And to splatter, now think of what blood does when it goes everywhere. Or I'm going to splatter your ugly face all over this nice car. You can hear her southern accent there. And he goes, "All right, hey, just calm down." And she says, and he goes, "We're just having a little fun, that's all. Solo echar unas risas aquí." And then she goes, "It looks like you got a real effed up idea of fun." She's amazing. The one and only Susan Sarandon.
You let her go, you fucking asshole, or I'm gonna splatter your ugly face all over this nice car.
All right, hey, just calm down. We're just having a little fun, that's all.
Looks like you got a real fucked up idea of fun.
All right, amigos. Thank you so much for being here today and every day. It's been an absolute pleasure. Stay tuned. We've got Ximena Holiday with Test Your English. And we'll be back tomorrow with more. I promise. Bye bye.